hope you're having a great day. Welcome back. Thank you to all my new subscribers and to you guys that have been following since I started this channel last year. It's really nice to know that there are actually people out there interested. If you're new to this channel, you just happen to be skipping through, please consider hitting the like and subscribe button and even the notification button, because then at least you'll know when we're putting something up. Today's a little something different. We're going to go through what is my absolute essential equipment I like to take with me when I'm working in other people's shops or doing trade shows. For me, this is the absolute essential bits and pieces. We're going to go through it all and why I have what I have, and we're going to get started right now. When we're out training people in their shops or doing trade shows, we never really know what we're going to expect. So I like to have a bag. It's basically a camera bag, which will leave a link down below, that I can take anything I believe that I might need. Sometimes when we turn up to a show or somebody's shop, they've got everything, but I have my own gear and it's nice to rely on what you have. We'll start with the scales. These are the ACO or ACIO scales in white. They actually do a mini version of these in black, which are especially good for going underneath espresso machines. The reason I use these is you never know what coffee you're going to be using, and it's always good as a barista turning up, not relying necessarily on what others have told you, whether the grinders are dialed in, the espresso's dialed in. So these are my go-to, if you imagine when you're doing an espresso, for weighing out your portafilter, grinding your coffee, making sure you have your measurements of what you need when you're actually dialing in your coffee. They come with a timer. We used to use Hario, excuse me, we used to use Hario scales, but we found with the steam coming up through the actual trays on the coffee machines that they would just get wiped out. And this set of scales is actually 5 years old. It's had really heavy use and it's just perfect for that sort of setup. My OCD tamper leveler, it's an absolute miracle bit of kit. Many years ago, I ought to do a video of it. You know, you used to have all the baristas doing their thing behind the bar and they're leveling out their coffee going, look at me, aren't I cool, look how I can do this, super flat, tap tap tap, aren't I brilliant? And really it was just all nonsense. You know, I get the idea with the jest that it was about spreading the coffee out so you got an even tap and puck, but really it was a little bit of, it was a lot of nonsense. The OCD, I'll have to see if we can get a close-up of this. As you can see, it's got, I don't know what you'd call it, light blades, but they're flattened off. When you have your espresso grounds in your portafilter, and we will be doing a video on how to make espresso, but there are a lot of pretty good ones out there anyway. Your OCD goes on the top, you get a lovely flat level, and then you're all ready to tamp. I never leave home without it. From the OCD leading on to my tampers, these are just a couple, just for show, to show you guys what they are. I have a whole load behind me and a whole shelf of them in my workshop for tapping your puck. This one I was given by Lamazoko. This one I picked up somewhere, probably in a competition. Just tampers for tamping coffee. my hot chocolate shaker or chocolate shaker. You never know what people are going to want from you in shows. Everywhere you go, for us in specialty coffee, cappuccino is cappuccino with latte art, etc. Some people like chocolate on their cappuccino, or you might be doing stuff with cream. Powder shaker, whether you've got cinnamon in it or chocolate in it, it's essential. A sauce bottle. These come in many different shapes and sizes. This last one I was using for caramel. We were at a particular show November last year, and they actually wanted to demonstrate to people excuse me, I should cut that out really, different types of etching and so on, and that leads on to my etching tools. Not often seen very often in a specialty coffee shop, but globally etching and patterning on coffee and chocolates is quite a big thing. These are my go-to. This particular one also is very, very handy for when you're weighing off your espresso. You can scoop any ground you don't want to get it to the weight and measurement you need. My cupping spoon. It's a funny thing, never leaves my handbag actually. The amount of times we go out and about and somebody gives us a ring and says we're going to cup some coffee, so on and so forth. At shows there might be green suppliers cupping coffee, or even if you're going into a place of work for a week or two, relieving somebody while they're off sick, it's always good to cup the coffee and get a measure of what you're working with. Microfiber cloths, absolute essential, keeping your steam ones clean. I have 2 microfibers specifically just for the steam ones, one for the coffee machine bed to wipe off any excess water or browns that I might have got under there. Cleanliness for me, if your machine is clean, if your workspace is clean and really well arranged, then your workflow just goes so well. And my, I suppose what I would call general cloths, portafilter cloths. Every time you're making espresso, every time and that portafilter's out and you're rinsing, you've knocked your puck out, is always, these are my portafilter cloths to keep it clean and looking spanking, because you don't want any of the old coffee grounds and so on in there changing the flavours of your coffee. Milk jugs. This I think could take a whole video on its own, and I'm pretty sure in the next couple of months we're going to do a few latte art tutorials, why we use what particular jugs. Excuse me, not doing a particularly good job today. This is my main go-to. It's quite often at shows you could be doing a lot of cappuccinos, a lot of lattes, just one after the other, 3 or 4 at a time. This is my big picture. I shall leave all the measurements of how much milk they contain in the thingy. I don't know, can't remember what it's called. Description down below. These are basically from this one jug. Maybe I'll go into it a little bit more. From this one jug I can get 4 cappuccinos when the milk has expanded enough, and these are my pour off jugs. So steamed up, nicely worked milk, and these are my pour offs every time. Knock them out, cappuccino, cappuccino. you get the idea. And these, I think, 35 centilitres. These particular ones, little ones, made by Motta. And my latte art jug. There's so many variations of these. Actually, I think we're going to have to do a video on latte art. This particular one has a different spout nozzle, which actually gives you a lot more control. Last November we were doing a spot for a company and they wanted latte art, they wanted particular designs. We were knocking out ferns and swans and so on. And this jug just gives me a little bit more control. So this is my, if I really want to do something fancy, jug. Cocktail shakers. First time I ever did a espresso martini or a coffee cocktail was at the London Coffee Festival in 2015. We do it a lot. It's a go-to signature drink and we do it a lot and I love it. It's one of my favourites. We will be doing a tutorial on it with our recipe because I actually think it's the best recipe in the world and it has gone global. So really, really happy about that. I got two types. I think this one they call the Boston. Spade jug, and this is actually, whoops, should cut that out and redo it, but I won't. This is actually for brewing tea, funny enough, but when we are making cocktails, doing our signature drinks, I actually like, especially if there's ice and so on, and maybe, I don't know, stuff in here that shouldn't be, I actually quite like to pour over just to make sure that if there is anything I don't want in the martini or cocktail itself, the rest of it is picked up by this filter. And that, pretty quick video as it is, I think we've done it in a few takes. It's good. If you have, if you have any comments or any ideas, please leave a comment below. If you would like to see some latte art tutorials or milk steaming tutorials, espresso tutorials that are either really in depth or just fun, please leave a comment below. I did forget something, last but not least, and I was doing so well. I have no idea what this is called. For those of you that work out there in mixology and in the world of cocktails, please let me know in the comments below, but we use this to basically peel off the rind of an orange or a lemon or a lime, and it just makes it nice and curly so you can then dress up your drinks or your signature drinks. It's just, I wouldn't say it's essential, but it's just a good bit of kit to have. I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you very much for watching again, and I'll catch you next time.